Hello everyone, welcome to T-Split's video on understanding your statistics. In this video we're going to cover the View Stats button within T-Split and how you're going to be able to understand your clicks, your conversion rate, what the click-through rate is, as well as a few other things. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. When you first bring up T-Splits, you'll see the Add Campaigns is selected. From here you can just click on View Stats, and then it's going to go out and load all the statistics. Now, it obviously depends on how many campaigns you have loaded and how many tests you have loaded as to how fast these statistics are going to load. You should know it's multi-threaded, so it shouldn't take that long. Before we get into the more detailed analytics, let's start out with some really simple things about number of split tests with campaigns. It shows 10 entries here. It's good to know that it's showing entries based on the campaign name and not on the split test name, which you can see here. If I up it to 25, then it's going to show me 25 campaign up to 25 campaign names. If we put it back down to 5, it's going to show 5 campaign names. And if you need to see more information, you can use previous and next, or you can use the search, and then it'll bring up information for anything with shirt, or with, in this case, star, in the split test name or the campaign name. Let's go back and use 10. See what else we have on the list to talk about. Okay, so we've covered the display and search options with campaigns per page, search, and previous next. Now, it's good to know that your split test name includes a link. And here you'll say that this campaign has a link. Right here, you can actually view your page from here so you can see what the page looked like, just in case you forget. And the campaign name is not your slug name. When you originally set up campaigns within T-Split, you gave it a split test name and a slug name, whereas the slug name is what shows up here in the user's URL. The name of the campaign, in this case here, it was Coder Shirts. So just be aware that those are different. Okay, so let's go through making sense of the numbers. Now you'll notice here it shows the number of visits are the same for each campaign name, but that's because both of those campaigns are being displayed on this page at the same time. Okay, so every time this is displayed, it's going to show a visit for each of these campaigns. Let's go ahead and view stats again to reload it and make sure we're starting off fresh. While that's loading, I'm going to close these. Okay, you'll be able to see here that we have 918 visits. If we view this page one more time and reload our stats, it's going to show 919. So every time somebody visits the page, it's going to show another visit for each campaign. The next thing you need to be concerned with is the number of clicks. And this is how many times people have clicked on the specific campaign. Right here you'll see No Chicken Refs has 121 clicks and a click-through rate of 13.7%. Well, let's go ahead and click on this campaign, and it'll take us right to the Teespring page where this campaign exists. If we reload our stats, you'll be able to see now that it shows 122 clicks and that the click-through rate has increased. This is important to know because it's how you're going to make your decision on which of these campaigns are working better. Basically, which of these designs are performing better. You'll also notice that it actually shows you the number of shirts ordered and what the goal is. The shirts ordered is a pretty simple number. It's how many shirts have been ordered, and the goal is whatever your goal is set for on that campaign. The conversion rate is just simply based on the number of orders against clicks as a percentage. So it's not against visits, it's against clicks. So to cover it again one more time, your click-through rates are clicks against visits as a percent, and the conversion rates are orders against clicks as a percent. Another important thing to be aware of is that this number of orders is the actual number of orders against this Teespring campaign. So once you have identified a winner and you start scaling it up and driving traffic straight to the Teespring campaign, this conversion percent may not make sense anymore. This is a tool simply for you to identify winners and get to your ROI faster. It's not a tracking tool at all. Someday we might turn it into a tracking tool, but we're not there yet. Okay, so we covered all the information here. We explained to you what visits are, what the clicks are, what the click-through rate is, how many orders you have coming in, the conversion percentage, and again, as I said before, all campaign conversions are counted, not just clicks from the split test. Right, so the last thing we need to talk about in View Stats is the Clear Stats button. This is really useful, especially when you're testing out your campaign setup and the tool itself. You know, if we were using this here and we're testing it out, we're going, okay, let's see this. Let's make sure that when I click here, it takes me to the correct campaign. It's going to increase your stats here on your tests. But once your tests are done and you're ready to drive traffic to it, you'll want to use the Clear Stats button to just kind of start over and clear everything, so your test stats aren't muddying up your actual stats. And then once you hit the Clear Stats, it's going to give you a warning saying it can't be undone. So heed these warnings that pop up. You say okay, and it's going to clear the stats, reload everything for you, and then we should be able to see for the Coders shirts that the stats are all now zeroed out. You're ready now. Once they're zeroed out, you're ready to drive fresh traffic to it, and your stats will be valid instead of including your test stats. That's about all we have to cover on the View Stats. It's a pretty simple page, very, very useful. It's going to be the cornerstone to determining your winning designs, and we'll see you on the inside with the next video.